Hello and welcome to Rockies Recap, a part of the Rockies Now podcast network. I'm your host, Steven. And I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but I live in Colorado. It is thundering, a lot of lightning, and a lot of rain. And that's what my soul feels like as a Rockies fan right now. But yeah, the first 5 games of the season have been pretty painful as a Rockies fan, to put it lightly. The pitching hasn't been great, especially in the D-back series. We were being hit around by the Diamondbacks lineup, who's pretty hot right now, especially Gurriel, who just absolutely roasted us. And then today, that was weird. You know, looking on it right now, the defense is really struggling for your Rockies. Nolan Jones has made, I believe, what was it, 4 errors in the last 5 games. Last year, he only committed 2 errors, and it's just not looking good right now. And I mentioned this to somebody today, but I feel like last year, in the past couple years, in the first week or two of the season, usually the defense is kind of bad, and then kind of gets better as the season rolls on. And I think that's going to be I'm not really super worried about the defense, even though it's very frustrating to see what's going on. I mean, again, Nolan Jones gave up 2 runs yesterday, basically on that dropped routine fly ball in the outfield in Arizona. And then today, gave up an inside the park home run in Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field, folks, that's pretty messy. And in 2 games for Nolan Jones. And again, I know he's facing a lot of heat right now from Rockies fans, and I think he just needs to be better. And of course, again, it's the start of the season, only 5 games in. There's always going to be overreactions, but again, he's got to play better defense in the outfield, man. Brent Doyle, he looks good, obviously, for the Rockies, but I believe it was I think it was the fifth or sixth inning. I think it was the fifth inning when Charlie Blackmon broke up the no hitter by Imanaga, who was pitching really well in his first major league start. Brendan Rodgers also got a hit, and McMahon as well got a single. And so there was only 3 hits by the Rockies today. So, like the defense, the off sputtering to start the season. However, they did score 9 runs a few days ago in game 3 against the Diamondbacks. Um, Dakota Hudson, man, he actually looked really good today. Hudson pitched into the 6th inning, allowed 4 hits, no one runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Again, Hudson, he's not a big strikeout guy. He's more of a ground ball pitcher. And I thought he was looking great until that 6th inning when that base hit was in the left field and the ball went under Nolan Jones' glove. Excuse me. Man, that sucked. Um, but yeah, I mean, Dakota Hudson, I'm kind of curious about him this year. I think he could be somewhat of a piece in that rotation. But again, we kind of need strikeout guys, and the Rockies really don't have that. But again, I'm curious to see what Dakota Hudson does. Nick Mears was solid once again out of the bullpen. However, Peter Lambert got kicked around a little bit, gave up 2 runs, and I believe I think he pitched like 2 innings or something like that. I kind of turned the game off after what happened in the 6th inning. Cal Freeland, Javier Assad tomorrow at 5:40 Mountain Time on Rockies TV. So make sure you tune in for that wherever you watch your Rockies games, whether it's on your phone, whatever. Um, but yeah, today offense not existent. Didn't show up. And again, there was a couple times, I think, was it Charlie Blackmon? It was in the first few innings. He hit a ball deep to center field. Almost got out of the ballpark. And obviously, we saw Charlie Blackmon get frustrated. He thought that was out. The wind was blowing in today. Elias Montero, he also like barreled up a ball. I think it was 102 off the bat. And generally, that's a home run ball, right? Over 100 miles per hour with the bat. Nope, stayed in the outfield. So there was opportunities for the Rockies to get some runs on the board. It just didn't happen. And again, I think it was either in the 6th or the 7th inning. The Rockies had runners at the corners with, I believe, 1 out, and they were unable to score. So, like I said, the offense is sputtering, not looking good. The pitching was better today, again, but in some ways, I feel like the defense has been worse than the pitching so far. Of course, we're looking at that game 1 start of what happened in Arizona. But again, we're going to have to keep an eye out of what happens over the next week or two. Hopefully the defense gets better because the Rockies, whenever their defense is good, they're a much better ball club to watch, and the results are better. But with Nolan Jones really struggling in the outfield, it's just been bad. The infield defense has been good. Other than that D-back series, it was kind of messy. But yeah, and then I want to quickly talk about Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant, if you look at his OPS, oof, it's really bad, really really bad. And as a matter of fact, he got on base today, but I think it was counted as an error, but he is, I believe he's hitless to start the year. We're starting his career. I'm not necessarily worried about that quite yet. Again, we're not even a full week into the regular season, but I am starting to get a little concerned. But again, you're playing in Chicago this time of year. You're going to get basically rain slash snow to start the year in Chicago. The wind is always blowing. You're going to get, temperatures that are in the 30s, 40s. And as a matter of fact, there's a possibility that tomorrow's game won't get played because of so much rain that they're going to get in the area. But we'll have to wait and see. But overall, it's just been it's been a messy, messy 4 to 5 days for these Rockies, especially basically for everything, especially with the defense and the offense. It was great to see them get the win the other day, when they scored 9 runs. But we got to see the offense come back, and we got to see some more power because I feel like there's power there. We're just not seeing it yet. So hopefully that turns around, especially when the Rockies come home to play the Rays, because it looks like the weather looks pretty decent in the Rays series, which is going to be this weekend at Coors Field. So if you're going to the ballpark, have fun. It looks like it's going to be nice. Might be a little bit windy. Maybe we're kind of optimistic. We want to be optimistic about this team, but I'm not going to lie. It's hard to be optimistic about this team when this team is just performing really, really bad over the first 5 games. The offense, like I said, is bad. The defense is horrible, but that's why you have 162 games. You have a chance to turn it around. The Rockies have about 159, I believe, or whatever how many games it is. But there's a lot more games, several more months of baseball to be played. So again, hopefully the Rockies turn that around. So keep an eye on that. So again, Kyle Freeland, opening day starter, he'll be getting his second start tomorrow against Javier Assad of the Cubs at 5:40 Mountain Time on Rockies TV and wherever stream your Rockies games. And of course, you can listen to the Rockies on 850 KOA with Jack and Jerry. Anyways, folks, I think that'll do it for tonight's Rockies recap. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'll be back to give you guys game 2 of the Rockies recap between the Rockies and the Chicago Cubs. As always, go Rockies.